Hey guys, it's Lizzie. I'm back. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys, read your comments. I know last live stream I was very much sticking to a script and just talking, but today I really want to hear about your guys' lives, what you're doing. In terms of who is saved and the whole all souls should be saved scandal, what are you talking about? What TNT has been talking about today? I love their channel. I haven't been watching it. I've been working all day, actually editing a video I filmed with Jackie Angel, who's part of Ascension Presents, and she has her whole speaking career and everything. So she's a huge inspiration of mine, and we filmed a video together. I interviewed her about her life. So I was editing that today, not watching YouTube. I actually have a job. Hi Ava, hi Alanis. So basically I wanted to talk about insecurities I've had. I don't really think any of these things currently affect me that much, but definitely in college there were some things I was going through that I really prayed and overcame. And I'm serious about the prayer thing. I would pray every single day, and after a few months things really started to change. And I think that when it comes to believing in God and God's existence and everything, of course, I have all these historical proofs of the resurrection and philosophical arguments, causality for the existence of God. But then there's things like this where experiencing God changed my heart and essentially do miracles within me of completely killing parts of me that are awful and then kind of resurrecting parts of me that have been really destroyed. It's such evidence for God that I've experienced. And again, there's all the intellectual arguments as well, but these are things that I'm kind of really proud of, that God has really worked within me. So real love is unconditional, and I think it'd be really cool for you guys to comment your insecurities as well. Make sure to thumbs this up so that more people will be able to see it. So some of these things, pretty much all of them, are related to my bipolar. And at the time, I didn't know I was bipolar, but I would say looking back, just because they're manic traits doesn't make it any less causing an insecurity in me. Oh, before we start, I want to show you guys what I'm eating. So I have some kale. Can you guys see it? Here we go. My biggest insecurity is climate change. I'm talking about within you guys. So this is basically kale. I sauteed garlic and ginger, and then I put tomatoes, avocado. Yes, I cook avocado, and with kale, brown rice, and then I put a ton of chili powder, and then some garlic salt. Say no to kale. Subsidized kale. There was actually a professor in my college at Pepperdine who had a subsidized kale sign on his office door. I walked past it every single day because the FDA, the federal government, funds subsidizes meat and dairy. So his whole thing is that they should subsidize vegetables too, to encourage people to eat healthy. So then I have some hydration, and then I have some LaCroix from last time. If you're trying to quit drinking soda, definitely LaCroix. Make sure to keep thumbsing up this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I fear to go out in public that much because of the fear of a breakdown. I live with BPD, which I think is borderline personality, although bipolar disorder has like the same acronym, right? I'm insecure because I have MS and I can't walk correctly. It's so embarrassing. Wow, this video just got so deep. So people are insecure about their disabilities, whether it's physical or a mental disability. Yes, borderline disorder. So the things that I was insecure about were caused, I'm not gonna like shout out people who made me insecure right now, but essentially I was told that I'm annoying and that I talk too much and that my emotions are too intense. And I'm like too much to handle emotionally. And I was never really insecure about myself growing up that much, maybe a tiny bit, but once I got to college, there were a couple people who said things to me that like devastated me for years. And I think that looking back, if the person had known that the words they chose to use would be so damaging, they never would have said it. But there is one point where someone told me, you talk so much, you need to stop talking, you need to be better at listening. And that sounds like it was constructive advice, but at the time, and even now, I don't talk in conversations. It's really rare for me to start up a conversation and talk. Usually I just ask questions and listen. I'm never really the center of conversations or the center of interactions. I don't like being the one to talk, and I kind of have, like this insecurity. I don't know why the lighting is like that. I kind of have this insecurity that people don't want to hear like what's on my mind, and that instead I should just listen. And I think that long term, it probably is a good thing that I listen more than talk. But I think a lot of people would be shocked that in my personal life, I'm actually like that, because on my YouTube channel, I talk so much and I talk and I talk. And how can you be so confident online if you actually think that people don't want to hear what you have to say? But the reason that was said to me at the time is because pressured speech is part of a manic episode. So I was manic, and obviously I was like talking and talking and talking and talking because I was pressured speech as mania. But at the time I didn't know it was bipolar. And then something else that was said to me is that being in a relationship with me, and this is not someone I was in a relationship with, would be too much because she's too much and too emotional. And obviously, like, I was manic throughout college, but it's still a part of me. And even she or he did not know love. And even now, I would say I got over this one for sure, because I mean, for a while, probably for years, it kind of plagued me where I thought maybe I shouldn't be my whole personality. Maybe I should try to edit down who I am. Maybe it's true that, like, in a relationship, people would find me annoying because I'm too much. But now that I'm in a relationship with someone who's just as intense as I am, probably more in a lot of areas, we're intense in different ways. Like, now that I have a boyfriend who loves me for my intense emotions and obviously, like, wants me to be medicated more, but that is kind of just like for my own good. It's not something like, oh, he hates my personality and doesn't like my emotions. Like, being fully embraced for my emotions really helped me, like, never struggle with that again, and I don't think I ever will. And even if, like, my current boyfriend, even if we break up, because of who he is as a person, I know that he'll never make me feel insecure about, like, who I am and myself. He would never, like, even if the relationship ended, it wouldn't be this catastrophic, Liz, you're too much, I can't handle your emotions. Like, for him, it's like he's strong enough and can handle all of my emotions. So I'm gonna keep eating. The next thing, so I would say that's kind of like the extent of my bipolar. And I think that my actual personality too is just very, like, dynamic and huge and talkative and singing in public. And I know that people in my life get literally embarrassed being in public with me because I'm, like, dancing around and making jokes and being dramatic and going against authority, breaking rules. Like, I just like to have a lot of fun in public outside of being illegal. And I know, like, my family and my friends, like, want me to stop kind of thing. And maybe that's mania too. But they, like, accept me for who I am, even though I'm really obnoxious in public. And it's kind of just like, that's who Liz is. And, like, can you stop when we're in public? Just do it in private. So that's something that I've really been able to get over as well. So when it comes to physical insecurities, I used to be really insecure about my hair, which it's kind of messy right now, but my hair actually is, like, completely straight, which a lot of people, I know, like, when I was in high school and stuff, people wanted really straight hair. But my hair, I can get out of the shower and, like, brush it once and it, like, dries pretty much to what it was. But I remember when I was in high school, I really, really wanted curly hair, and my hair has gotten a lot thicker because I've been taking liquid biotin, but my hair is naturally, like, really thin. And I remember in school just thinking, like, it doesn't have volume, it's not pretty hair, I wish I had, like, thick, luscious, curly hair. And then, of course, people with thick, luscious, curly hair want to have straight hair. So I guess enough people would compliment me on my hair that I kind of got over that. But something that was, like, really funny, that I, like, relate to my boyfriend because he had the same problem. So my lips are bigger. You just wanted more. Very normal. You are an advanced model. Thank you. So my lips are, like, pretty big. And actually right now it's becoming trendy to have big lips. Everyone's getting lip injections to, like, have lips that are similar to mine. But when I was younger, my lips were bigger and my face had to grow into my lips. So when I was like pretty young, like in middle school, I remember 8th grade, like looking in the mirror. That was when I switched to a middle school where people were like actively bullying other people. And they didn't specifically bully me, but it was a toxic environment. I remember looking in the mirror at my lips and I was like, these are too big. They like don't fit well with my face because my eyes are smaller. But then in a few years, I grew into my body and I grew into my face and it looked better. But my boyfriend has really nice eyebrows. He has a really great face. And when he was younger, people would make fun of his eyebrows and like say they were caterpillars because he hadn't like grown into his eyebrows yet. So it's really funny that we had the same like issue growing up where we had to like grow into our face, and then once we grew into our face, they're really great features. So I'm gonna read through your guys' comments now. You are too hot to handle and too cold to hold. That's weird. You're enjoying life like me. Nothing wrong with that, Liz. You have to have zen balance out everything. I'm super shy and I have crowd anxiety and it's affected my friendships a lot. I am just having a hard time making friends. Yeah, that's so hard when you have social anxiety. I can't imagine what that is like. Hi from Brazil. Hello from Canada. Hello, bonjour, guten tag, howdy, je ne peux. You speak every language. You can't talk too much unless you are spreading negativity. If you spread love, it is not too much. That's really sweet. Do the vlog. Okay, guys. We're gonna like permanently hide this person from my channel. Okay, cool. This messengers will be hidden. I think my favorite thing about like messages that are sexually explicit is that I can block people on my Facebook page and my YouTube and they don't know they're blocked. So they continue commenting things and no one can see it but them. I think it's so funny. Ah! You shouldn't be insecure. You are beautiful. I'm not saying that to comfort you. Your kind of beauty is rare. So the next thing I want to talk about is kind of dark, but most people have struggled with this at one point. So, and looking back in time, like I know when I have daughters, I'm going to have this conversation with them. So if you're younger, if you're a teenager right now, listen up. So my body is naturally really skinny. Like I have really small bones, and growing up I was always like the skinniest person. I had a really high metabolism. I did cross country and track and ballet, so I was working out all the time. I went through puberty really late. I didn't get my period until I was 15 once I quit dance, and that's when my body started to change and I thought I was getting fat. And it's really normal for females to get hips. But for me, I felt like I was getting fat and I hated the extra like curves on my body. I hated it so much. And now it's attractive to have curves, and I realized that as a female, your body gets more curvy and it's not a negative thing. But I remember at the time, I would, and this didn't happen, this happened for maybe like a couple months, but I would calorie count and skip meals, and I really tried to like make my body smaller, but it's like bones that are changing and your body structure changing and you can't do anything about it. So I remember I was like really stressed during the AP exams my junior year in high school, and my family was fighting, and so I saw it as kind of a control thing if I tried to make my body smaller. So you are the best, and my faith, can you live with a bipolar normally life? I don't think, yes, you can live a normal life with bipolar disorder, but you have to like be on medication too. And my faith helps me stay on medication. Why is this not balancing? Ah! So, sorry, I'm like laughing about this. I just would rather talk about this in a lighthearted manner than be like really negative about it. But, during the AP exams, I was really stressed, and most every young person has a body beauty centric Steadicam. I know. Hi, Google account. Nice to see you again. You're one of my favorite subscribers. You're always here. So I remember passing out the night before the AP English exam because I wasn't eating, and I actually have a scar on my hip, which I'm not going to show. I mean, it's not like in a sexual place, but I literally still have a scar from when I fell because I was eating for the first time that day. I was eating like a bowl of rice, and I dropped the glass and it broke, and it like, I was bleeding on multiple parts of my body, But why do people think I'm being sexual in this video? This is so ridiculous. I'm wearing like a really modest top. Like this is covering all of me. I don't get it. This is why when women get blamed for being assaulted, like if they're sexually assaulted, women are sometimes blamed for what they're wearing. I can vouch for all females and say that I get sexually harassed and comments made about me when I'm walking around in public the same whether or not I'm wearing makeup and whether or not I'm dressed in clothes that are tighter on my body. Like I get the same exact comments with zero makeup, really loose top, loose sweatpants. It happens the exact same. And so I don't at all think a girl is more likely to be sexually assaulted when she is wearing less clothes. Like I get the same treatment regardless of what I'm wearing, regardless of my makeup, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, except for ditto and I'm 44. Unless you're a woman, then you'll understand. And it like blows my mind that it's the same regardless of what I'm wearing, because society makes you feel like it's your fault, but it's not our fault. It happens all the time. So then that kind of attitude towards my body of restricting calories and making myself smaller and working out so much, it happens like every 2 years. It kind of comes back, and it's always linked to like control, when you feel out of control of what's happening in your life. And so I'm always able to catch it and realize that you feel in control restricting calories, but then once you really surrender to that type of thinking of wanting to get a thigh gap or wanting your body to look smaller, eventually it takes over you and it's in control and you're no longer in control. It's like the craziest dichotomy where the thinking begins a lot of times because you're out of control, and then it starts to control you, and then it's even worse what's happening. So when I was becoming Catholic, and I talked about this, why is everyone being so sexual? Stop. This is awful. I'm so sad, guys. This never happens to me. I have really good experience on YouTube. Like, as a woman, I barely ever get sexual harassment or treated differently for being a woman online. It's amazing. So, yeah, so it comes back every couple years. I'm gonna answer, thank you for the donation. What the heck, I wasn't gonna say what the hell, I said what the heck, but, I'm so sad, guys. Keep blocking people. So when I was becoming Catholic, I felt horrible for hurting my parents so much with my conversion, and so I was calorie restricting then, and it was like the worst ever time of making my body smaller, where I would be like cooking food, and in the middle of cooking food I would go back to my room and start doing like lunges or ab workouts, like constantly moving to try and lose weight and to try to make my body really small. And I think that it happens every so often. Pray for the people being like that. That's actually a really good thing. Yeah, it happens quite a bit where if I start feeling out of control and really stressed in my life, it's so tempting to start trying to control something that's so tangible and that's so easy to slip into. But I always remember that it starts getting more and more out of control. So I'm always able to kind of get out of it before it gets really, really bad. Like right now, I've been traveling, and when I try to be vegan when I travel, I lose weight because it's hard to be vegan when you're traveling. And my body's getting smaller. And okay, I just hit that person permanently. So anyway, so right now I'm like getting naturally skinny, not even trying to. And then I noticed that I like keep myself accountable. I actually talked to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, hey, this is happening. And he's like, please take care of yourself. And having a little bit of accountability, it like keeps me from slipping into it. And I think it's really important when you like share truths out loud and don't keep things hidden and put them in the light. That always helps. You have the same bowls? Yeah, I'm at my best friend's house right now. Also, guys, I just found out one of my other best friends, I'm maid of honor in their wedding. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cool because I love their relationship so much. So I'm so excited. I have the same bowl too. So many people have these bowls. I mean, they're really cute, so I get it. You're having breakfast? No. I'm having a snack right now. It's kind of like I woke up later, so it's kind of like late breakfast, early lunch, like a brunch thing. So it's rice and kale and avocado. So if I was in some Asian countries, I could be eating rice for breakfast, but here it's considered not a breakfast food. Oh, I thought that was cereal. No, it's not. Anyway, so that was really, really good news. And like I was talking about in the live stream, I've been hanging out with my best friend and her baby, who's my godson, and we all went to mass together on Sunday, and he was so cute at mass. He really enjoyed it. So I just got accepted for my first job. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Alexander. What is your job gonna be? I feel for this girl who had an eating disorder who I know. She was insecure about her body image. She was anorexic and overcame it and became a power lifter. She competes internationally now. That's so cool. It's totally possible to overcome. What's hosted a museum? What kind of museum? That sounds so fun. You're gonna make so many people's days, you know what I mean? Like they want to just like have a fun day, and then you're gonna be the one who makes their day. What's a diet that's good with fasting and for working out? Finally live. Hey, I actually was on time to this live stream. I know I was kind of I had it scheduled like a couple hours in advance, but I was on time. You guys should be so proud of me because I'm always late. Or maybe you should be disgusted with me every time I am late, and this should not be happy. This is normal. I don't know. I have such a bad habit of not analyzing how long it takes me to do tasks, you know? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with them. It's people who are like in middle school or something, I think. Oh, I thought that was cereal. Congrats on being maid of honor. Congratulations, congrats. Do you still experience derealization, and how do you deal with it? So for those of you who don't know, derealization is something mostly in like major depression episodes when you feel like the world around you isn't real. Oh my gosh, it sounds so crazy when I try to explain it. And honestly, I don't think there's words that could like put into reality what it is like, just because it's so otherworldly, and we don't really have words in the English language to properly describe mental illness. But it's kind of like, imagine there's a really big fog around you visually and with sounds. So everything feels so far away, and it feels like you're not fully in reality. It only happens in depression, not when I'm manic. I don't know, does it happen for you guys when you're manic? Once I went on medicine and stopped being in depression, it completely went away. But I also had depersonalization, which is similar, and that's where you feel like an outsider in your own brain, which I honestly think is scarier, because when you struggle with different things, like you still have yourself as a best friend to go through it, because that's who you're with all the time. You're with yourself. And so when you start feeling like a stranger or not real in your own head, that was worse for me than derealization. That was worse for me than having voices in my head telling me to kill myself. That was probably the worst part of depression, where I could experience my thoughts and my inner self, but it didn't feel like me. There is a book I read when I was in high school called Unwind, and they would basically take organs out of a percentage of the population who were like bred and born just to do organ removal, which is like a philosophical thought experiment kind of we do in ethics. But anyways, like this whole percentage of the population, and so they would literally take someone's brain and put it in another brain. So that was kind of, imagine that scenario, and that's what it felt like, where I was experiencing someone else's brain within my brain. Hello, hi Admir, thanks for joining us. So that was the strangest experience, and that was why I remember thinking, like, logically I would want to kill myself in this situation, because it's like not even reality. It just feels so much not real, and you're also at the same time experiencing your brain shutting down and getting slower and slower and slower. Hey Liz, God bless you from TWU. I don't know what that is, but thank you for the donation. I appreciate you a lot. Okay. Hi Lizzie, you look amazing. Thank you. There is a schedule. Yeah, I scheduled it like an hour and a half before, and then you can post on social media that you're scheduling at a certain time, and then you can turn on notifications or something. Do you do intermittent fasting? No, just because I was explaining with different physical insecurities I've had. Every 2 years I kind of slip into like disordered eating behavior. So if I start like the experience of feeling hungry, it reminds me of when I liked feeling hungry, and then it could kind of trigger that type of episode. And so that's why I don't do fasting ever. And also I have really low blood pressure, so I almost pass out a lot, and sometimes I can't even fast before mass because I'll pass out during mass. So fasting is not something I do, but I know that in Catholicism, sometimes like during Lent, you fast from meat, or you'll like fast from dairy. And so for me, sorry, I got a business email I was seeing. I don't know who it's from, but yeah, so I don't really fast. I'm kind of an exception. I'm late a lot too. I don't know if it's because of my mental illness. I think like I don't have a real concept of time even now with my medicine. So for me, I mean, it used to be worse, where like one day would feel like 5 months or something, because so much mental processing and so many emotional processes would go on. So that's really far away now, and it's so weird to think about, because that used to be my normal for years, and now I'm on medication and I'm like slowed down. So hey, how's everyone's day going? Hi Chris, how's your day going? I was with some of my friends this weekend, and there is this one person, and he just asked so gently, how was your day, Liz? And it's like, I don't think people anymore are really just wanting to listen and get to know someone one-on-one. And like when you talk to people, a lot of people just talk and don't ask questions. So I think I totally recommend just ask people in your life who you know, just like so gently and chill, how was your day? Oh my gosh, my best friend just texted me, how's your day going? See, that's why she's in my life. This is so funny. So, like, I feel like most people don't just say, like, how are you doing right now? What did you do today? A lot of times we don't just, like, ask each other questions, and so those moments are really special. Oh my gosh, my friend who I'm at her house, but she's at work right now, she's definitely not watching my live stream because she's at work. Hi Lizzie, I was recently diagnosed with bipolar 2, and since the last depressive episode, I lost my faith in God. Same, that happened to me. Been watching your channel. It has helped me a lot since I'm a Catholic and want my faith. Definitely. And Google Lizzie's Answers desert period in faith, and my video will come up where I talked about faith and depression. That's one of my favorite videos I've ever made, and I'm so grateful I went through all of that awful experience to get to help people with that, because yeah, it's so hard to believe in God when you've felt his absence for so long. I have borderline personality disorder, and so bipolar sounds so similar to it all the time. Why does Bishop Barron refuse to go on TNT? Problematic guy, IMO. What is IMO? I know I'm not like Gen Z, so I don't know what it means. But so Bishop Barron basically is a lot more renowned and well known than TNT. If you're new here, there's a Catholic channel called Taylor. Oh, in my opinion, okay. Bishop Barron is way more of a big deal and well known. Everyone said at the same time, in my opinion. Also, is it okay? Let me know, guys. Do you think it's a Gen Z thing? Because I'm a millennial, I was born in 1994, and there's a lot of new phrases that like the young people are using that I don't know about. You're so amazing and inspiring. Thank you. Anyways, so I love Taylor Marshall and Tim Gordon and their show. I disagree with them on a lot of things, but I genuinely like their show. And they're just not as big of a deal as Bishop Barron. And so it's kind of like, it's not even a pride thing. It's just kind of like, why would he even have to talk to them about it? Maybe that's really prideful that he sees it like that, but probably his team sees it as, oh, there's this little channel addressing them. They aren't worth talking to about it. That sounds so prideful, but I'm sure that's kind of what the attitude is, because they're not a big deal. Probably people come up with new words and pleases ever so often. I'm older than you, but I know some of these acronyms for some reason. What does SMH mean? Shaking my head. I think I'm like getting so old. That's why I don't use all the popular talk now, you know, all the trendy words. I have the same problem. I cannot tell the difference between 5 minutes and an hour. Luckily, I have a watch. Hey, how's everyone's day going? Back. Hi, Lizzie. Oh, I already read that one. What do you think about the simulation theory in physics that reality is a simulation? I disagree with it. Like we're in the Matrix or something? No. Does bipolar person react on it, meaning that when they get depressed and relationships end, jump into another one immediately? Yeah, so it's really common in bipolar to break up with a relationship and then rebound immediately. That happened to me in college, and the person I rebounded with was in love with me. I found out years later, and at the end of the relationship, I felt like I was being completely used, and I wasn't consenting to the relationship at all, not attracted to him, didn't want to be with him, which sucked for everyone involved. But yeah, so it happened to me, and I didn't even care about the relationship, but I was just like manic at the time. And honestly, it's totally his fault for like being with someone who's fresh out of a relationship. I don't recommend that to anyone. So I mean, yeah, and I didn't know I was bipolar at the time, but maybe I could have been thinking clearly and listened to anyone in my life who was telling me it was a huge mistake. Actually, yeah, so I totally am at fault in that situation now that I think about it. I totally confessed that at my first confession. I felt really guilty for everyone I hurt in that situation, including myself. I really hurt myself by being impulsive, but primarily I blamed the person who wasn't bipolar. Unless he does have bipolar. I actually think this person is bipolar, just because we were friends before, and we're very similar in our empathy level, and kind of like of everyone in my life, he understood me the most of anyone in my life up to this point. And it was just a weird situation, right? But yes, that happens. So thanks for not answering. I'm gonna read all of your answers. There's too many people. Hey, can you do a pull-up? I have before. I did 2 pull-ups in my life, and I've been working my arms and back so much lately to try to do a pull-up, and I can do like 3/4 of a pull-up. And I was so annoyed because I was hanging out with my boyfriend and his brothers, and I did like 3/4 of a pull-up, and it was like months of training of my arms and back, and they were not impressed in any way. And I was like, are you serious? Like, so much work went into this, because for them, like, you can never work out as a guy and do a few pull-ups, but for a female, our bodies are so weak comparatively our upper body strength. So, hi Lizzie, hugs from Venezuela. Taylor said he received a Facebook reply when Bishop Barron replied and said he would come on, then they deleted it. So Bishop Barron actually said he would come on it first. Yeah, I would want to see evidence of all of that, but I think that probably Bishop Barron wanted to go on, and then his team said to not, which is hard, because if you have a team, you should probably listen to them. Like, I should probably have a team so I don't say impulsive things and controversial things on social media. But if I did have a team, I'd probably disagree with them all the time and go against it. So yeah, like my parents and my boyfriend disagree with so many of the statements I make online, and they're like, Liz, why would you even talk about that? You're gonna hurt your career. Why are you talking about that? But I would never listen to them, which I probably should. I actually have talked about that in confession before, wanting to be less controversial. Peter, hi Lizzie as usual. I don't think I can stay long, but I wanted to say hi. I'm Gen Z and I have no clue what a lot of kids these days are talking about. Admir. What do you think about the vortex? I was explaining, I think he's pretty hateful towards a lot of people. I don't like his tone. Sadly, I'm Gen Z and still don't know all of them. He was politely asked. Shaking my head, shaking my head. Everyone was replying to what that means. I'm older than you, but I know. Oh, you already said that. Okay, someone said I didn't reply to them, so I'm looking to try to see. Sorry. Hey, okay. I see Louisa. Are you the one who's like, my birthday's in a couple of days. Happy birthday. How old are you turning? Happy birthday to you. Okay, I'm not ignoring you anymore, right? Peace out, Liz and everyone. Hi, Lizzie. I'm late. What is the topic? I was just talking about insecurities I've had in my life. And I was talking about how I grew into my lips over time because they used to be huge when I was like 13. And then I was talking about times I've deprived my body of food. And then that's what we talked about in this video. And now we're kind of talking about what about. So what are your guys' insecurities? Or ask me quick. I've streamed a couple days ago and kind of live streamed out where I don't want to keep talking anymore because this has been going on. It's kind of like when you talk for 2 hours. Like, I'm the type of person, and I don't even think this is insecurity related, but I really love listening to people and knowing their stories. I find it fascinating. So I'm less likely to be the one to talk and talk and talk, you know. Ask questions, guys. Oh, okay, I can talk about my hair. So a lot of people have been complimenting me on my hair. Basically, I got my hair blonde and it used to be like up here, and then I grew out my entire hair, and now it's back to my natural color that it was growing up. But a lot of people have been wanting me to to bleach it blonde, and I kind of am like, I don't know how I feel about it because I've gotten used to my natural hair. But other people want me to go back to blonde, and then a lot of people as well want me to like keep my natural color and not change it. So I'm kind of unclear on what to do about it. So also people ask me, you guys aren't talking. I'm so sad. Also people ask me all the time how my teeth are so white. So I use the Crest white strips and also the Crest baking soda and peroxide toothpaste. So basically every time I brush my teeth, I'm like using whitening toothpaste, and then the Crest white strips as well for, you know, long-term care and stuff. So yeah. Something else that really annoys me in life is that sorry, the comments just stopped. I don't know what's going wrong. Is my phone doing good with so I can't see anything you guys are saying though. Something else is that I should probably be only on Wi-Fi right now, but my 3G is probably working. Insecurity, but a lot of people have told me throughout my life that the reason I'm like naturally slim or have a good body is just genetics, and oh, I'm so jealous of you. I wish I had your genetics. And it actually really irritates me because I work out every single day. Like, I run miles, and I did cross country and track growing up. So I would run like 3 miles every day and be racing and doing sprints and be doing suicides, which is this like really intense like workout thing. And also I eat really healthy and have my entire life, which is not necessarily like something I did. My mom just got us to eat really healthy. But like my entire life, I've been feeding in to have a healthy metabolism. And so it's so annoying to me when people are like, you're just lucky with genetics, like I wish I had your body. And it's like, no, so much hard work goes into this, like so much hard work. And yeah, so that's something that irritates me in life. That's not necessarily an insecurity, but yeah. I can't see your comments, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what I should do to change it. Comments. Maybe I should go by my computer and then I can read the comments while I'm doing that. Let's see. My drink. Oh, okay. It didn't spill that much. I'm gonna go read. This is glitching. Oh, the lighting is actually good with the sun and stuff. Maybe this is good lighting. Here we go. Okay, is that good? Let me see. I'm gonna click on the live stream link on. Okay, here we go. I can see your comments now. Removed, but I think it's fine. Did the voices telling you to kill yourself sound like your own? Because I've talked about suicidal thinking in videos before. No, when that's happened, I could tell it's a different voice. So like I was saying with derealization, sometimes I logically was thinking if this continued, I would want to kill myself, but when there were voices, it was clearly not my own. So I talked about that in a video recently about the time my friend was demon possessed on our missions trip. So I talked about that in the video. It froze, it's lagging. Oh, interesting. Wait, let me see if... Anything to Mr. Marshall's infiltration theory. I haven't read his book, so I don't want to make a comment on something that I didn't read, you know? Me and my family are praying for you. Thank you. My priest wouldn't take my confession because he knew I was living with my girlfriend. Were you confessing that? That's interesting that you wouldn't take a confession about something else. I know that if you're living with your significant other, they won't marry you sometimes, but all the time. I think it depends on diocese though. But one of my friends who just got married, she said that they had to like confirm that. I'm super self-conscious about how sensitive I am. I notice the smallest things about people that hurt me and they never even realize it. I think that being sensitive to other people is one of the most beautiful traits. And I think that a lot of people see it as like such a negative thing to be sensitive, but I think that being able to feel other people's emotions and empathy is one of the most beautiful things. Did I tag you in the Satanist tweet? The head of the Satanic Temple retweeted me. Yeah, I've been reading those comments. I just don't really want to get involved. So I just don't want to get involved. Suicides are awful. I hated those when I played soccer. Yeah, we're talking about like a workout thing that you do. As you get older, your metabolism slows down. Okay, so I experienced this where around a year ago, my metabolism slowed down. And like I felt my metabolism slowed down and I wouldn't have to eat as much food to feel full, even though it was like the same amount of food that I would have needed before. I wouldn't have to eat as much to feel full. So yeah, my metabolism did slow down, but I could feel it slowing down, and I actually saved so much money on food now because my metabolism would be huge. I would eat like 2,500 calories a day because I would work out so much. And then I don't have a car, but I live in like a super walkable part of LA, so I walk around to like when I go grocery shopping or go to church, like I walk everywhere, or if I'm going to a restaurant. So that made my like caloric needs so much higher too, you know? Staying fit is a daily thing. It's like a well-formed prayer life. Lizzie, I've been woken up before by a male voice calling my name, and I'm bipolar too. I saw your comment on my demon possession video. The comments just broke on this as well. They take our confession. My boyfriend and I live together because I can't live by myself. We got an exemption. We don't have sex and don't see each other naked. Interesting. I didn't think it was like that. I second that. The Impossible Whopper is amazing. It's vegan. Is it like the Impossible Burger, but the Impossible like Whopper? What restaurant is this? Burger King or something? That's so cool. They have more vegan options though. This is a fun angle. I actually agree with Lizzie. I used to think badly about sensitive people, but I now know exactly where they're coming from. This is a great comment. Would you ever consider taking CBD oil for anxiety? So there's a company who wants to make sponsored videos with me for CBD oil, and I know they would pay well. Like I didn't negotiate with them, but I talked to them about it. And I am not going to do anything close to weed because if you are bipolar and you take weed, I know take weed is like the wrong lingo, but like I'm 25, I'm an old person, I don't know the lingo, and I'm like very innocent and sheltered my whole life. So I don't know what CBD oil would do. Is it similar to weed? Because I will have to go to a psych ward. Like I'll go into psychosis if I do any type of weed. So it's like not recommended if you're bipolar. Like strongly don't do. CBD is very mild, but still weed. It's not psychosis. I found out last week that I'm an ENTP. I have CBD gummies for pain. It helps. So I totally know that on a medicinal level, and people with bipolar have even told me they self-medicate with weed, but yeah, I don't know. I just would never do it, you know? Meat options are the best. I know there's meat options everywhere, but we don't have vegan options, so we just want equality, you know? Talk to your fit. I'm thankful for cannabis. I use it every day. I have a medical card here. CBD is not psychoactive. Interesting. I don't know. I just like don't trust it, you know? I gotta get going to class. Have a great day, Lizzie and chat. Bye, Amir. Thanks for hanging out with me. CBD is not marijuana. It's an extracted part of the plant. I'm so old compared to everyone. I'm 40. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm old. It's so weird because for so long, and I'm even sad being a millennial, I was like, we were the youngest generation. We were kind of babied and like, what are millennials doing? What do they need kind of thing? And now Gen Z is taking over. And I feel like the attention is off of us, and I don't like that. I want to have attention, you know? I'm a younger sibling, so I always crave that. I'm Generation X. I grew up with no cell phone until I was 16. Do you consider yourself a Thomist? I have to be Catholic, right? I'll be right back, guys. I'm just putting my dishes away. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, guys. The quality is horrible. When Lizzie starts a live stream in the middle of class, she's 25. What is your favorite name for God? God. You know, how old are you? 25. Oh, someone already told me. You're making me hungry. Good, go eat food. Everyone's carb deficient, you know? I mean it. Every single cell in your body runs on glucose, which your body naturally converts from carbohydrate. So, from carbs. So eat healthy carbs that have fiber in them. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. So this is my favorite perfume. It's from Victoria's Secret. It's called Bombshell. It's a really good perfume. So, highly recommend. My friend was actually asking me yesterday because I've been wearing this other perfume called Tease. I hate how they have such sexual names. I'm just trying to like smell good, right? So she was like, Liz, you smell different. Do you? And then I was using like a different kind the other day, and she like noticed a difference because since I was 16, I've been using the same perfume. So it's wild. No, I mean, do you prefer Yahweh, Jehovah, or Allah? But you could also say like the Lord, Messiah, Jesus. Like there's different names for God. I just prefer God. Allah is just in Arabic, and so I don't speak Arabic, so why would I use that? Then you would call God Allah. There's only one God, so we're worshiping the same God, right? We're biased as English speakers, so we'll say God. I love Bombshell, but don't like VS as much anymore. Yeah, I think that bralettes are becoming trendy, so they're becoming less relevant, I think is the thing. Because they make like push-up bras and stuff, so yeah. As well, we aren't worship, but there's only one God. Like, what do you mean? They don't have a full understanding of God, right? But they still worship God, so anyways. Pope John Paul II kissed the Quran, so okay, I'm gonna go get my drink. I have it over here. Water, by the way. Keeps buffering. I'm sorry. Hello, hi. Let me see. Do you ever read poetry? I'm not that much of an like artistic literature poetry type person, no. JP2 did a lot wrong. I would never say that about a pope, but that's because I like am new to Catholicism, so I really respect the pope and stuff. Hi from Sweden. Hi. I thought there'd be a lot of Europe people here because of the time I was doing it, so you're probably like home from work or something, right? You know who you are. That was sacrilege. Everything's a tripod. Yeah, I mean, I actually do have a tripod. Like, look, guys, this is like a tripod I'm holding. It's like a, Patrick Coffin actually told me to get this, but, dude, stop. You know who you are. What would you recommend to do for a daily devotion? So I just do the daily scripture readings, like the mass readings, you know? So, yeah, that's what I do. I speak to God in Spanish. English doesn't feel as right. English doesn't feel as right. Yeah, people have said that whoever denies the Son denies the Father. Lizzie, have you ever read Left Behind? I'm leaving it now. Is that silly book? Like the book about what happens at the end of times or something? It's super heretical. I wouldn't waste my time reading that, but I'm sure it's fascinating. Lizzie, this is unrelated, but you are pretty. Have a lovely smile. Have a great day. Thank you. That's sweet. My experience with some traditional Catholics has kind of turned me away from God. That's so sad. Remember that people are just people, and you shouldn't leave a religion or leave a church because of the people. It should be about God, you know? I heard about you on the Italian Mary radio. Oh, that's so cool. It's cool when other countries talk about me too. I think it's sweet. They're supporting me. I took a Myers-Briggs test and found out I'm an ENTP. Oh, I don't have any opinions on ENTPs. I know you want me to give you like an analysis or something, but yeah, it's a funny book. We had a homily on homily this last Sunday. What are your thoughts on what? Oh, humility. Yeah, that's the same thing. I've been praying that I would become more humble, but I don't know what it like actually tangibly would look like in my life, you know? Hey, I'm an ENTP too. I feel the same about French, that it's like more depth with how it describes God or something. Yeah. Okay, I kind of just want to chill right now. I wish the comments would just show up on here. Things are playing with a Ouija board. That's horrible. That's so sad. My siblings are started playing with a Ouija board. That's sad. Following your death, I started learning how to pray the rosary, thankfully. I did at my church. I haven't done it every day, but I'm at least doing it 1 week for now. I've been doing it like every other day. I should today, for sure. I should do it. Do you have any advice about how to deal with pushy guys at church, aggressive flirting that you don't want? Oh my gosh, I have a horrible story. So there was this guy at my church who would like make unnecessary body contact. Like he would like come up to me and like touch my arm, and he like gave me a poetry book that he wrote, and he was wanting to hang out one-on-one, but then talking about his girlfriend back in Minnesota. We live in California. It was like really creepy. And I remember at one point I was like getting out of my pew, and he like walked over and was standing in between like the aisle and me, and I couldn't get... Yeah. Then he ended up just like leaving the parish, and I didn't see him again. But I was like praying about it a lot, because what should have felt like a safe space in my parish became like really scary and sketchy. And it was just horrible that I'm going to mass to pray and to worship God, and then there's sexual harassment going on. So it was pretty bad. I was really annoyed by that whole situation. I'm sorry the quality is so bad, guys. I don't know what to do. They stopped with the Ouija board. Some people are naturally creepy. Really? I feel like you have to try to be creepy. Okay, how to deal with creepy guys? Tell them to stop. Hey, can you stop touching me? That's what I would say. Just be really like direct and blunt about it, you know? I just joined a church choir, and I'm dealing with a creep who likes to fix my collar. I should probably tell someone. Yeah, maybe like tell the person in charge or something. Any suggestions on places to visit in Ireland? Sorry, I'm getting so tired, guys. I should go get some coffee. When I was in Ireland, I was in Middleton and Cork area. But just go to any church, because all the churches are beautiful, and there's this one pilgrimage place. Maybe ask around and you could find out like what it is. But sorry, but it used to happen where they were being persecuted by the English, who are Protestants, right? And so they would have to go and do mass on a hill, and the reason they did it on the hill is because if they saw the English coming, they could run away. So they would be doing up on a mountain, and it's like a pilgrimage thing where you can go and see, and they also would worship in caves. So like where they were when they were being persecuted, I think is really interesting. Are you close with your siblings? Half. Like my sister and I are very different people, but I visit her quite a bit, so we've been getting closer like as adults, but we were really close when we were younger. So I just have one sister, and again, we're just really different. Why are angels depicted with wings? Because they're so light and they're not heavy with sin. That's what Bishop Barron said. How do you feel about tattoos? Would you get one? I wouldn't get a tattoo, just because I don't want something permanent on my body, especially because I'm pretty impulsive in some areas of my life, so I'm not confident that I would want it my whole life. I'm trying not to be divisive, but if I made up a new monotheistic religion, would you say we are worshiping the same God? There's only one God. Do you understand yourself? Like, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'll try that. He had issues and I feel bad. But yeah, I should say something. Yeah, and even like talk to him one-on-one and be like, I know you don't mean to do this, but you're coming across as really creepy and making me incredibly uncomfortable. Because he might not even know. Like, there was a guy at my college who was really creepy, and looking back, I wish I just told him pretty directly. Like, you should tell guys, like, hey, you're messing with and playing with and hurting every single girl, stop. Like, are tattoos harem in Catholicism? I don't know what harem means. As a convert, what is the most important thing to know about Mary? So there's a lot of Marian dogmas historically, and the reason that they created all the Marian dogmas as so important is because, so like saying Mary is the mother of God isn't just to like elevate Mary, but it's to ingrain that Jesus is fully God. That's why they use the Theotokos, Greek for mother of God, so much. So the only reason the Marian dogmas were so stressed is because Jesus was being pushed down in his divinity, so they needed to create these dogmas to push up God. Something else really important is that I'm getting so tired, guys. So in the rosary and stuff, the reason it's like through Mary that we think about Jesus and not just like Jesus on his own is because Mary was there for all the really important parts of Jesus' life. And so it makes sense that we would see it through her, because she was there for the Annunciation when the angel said she was pregnant. She was there for the birth. She was there for his presentation in the temple. She was there for his first miracle and interceded for his first miracle. She was one of the only people at the cross. She was there for his ministry. So it just makes sense to see things through her eyes. She was also there at the beginning of the church. So it's not anything specific about Mary. It's just that because she was chosen to be his mom, she was naturally there for the most important parts of his life. So saying the rosary and meditating on the mysteries, it kind of like three-dimensional, and it makes me like dive down like Street View in Google Maps, where you're like looking over the story, but then Street View, it like dives down and it's as if I'm actually there. So seeing it through her eyes is helpful because she was there. Does that make sense? I made a whole video on praying the rosary. You should go watch. I have a whole Mary series. So Google Lizzie's Answers Mary series and those videos will come up. Do you drink caffeinated coffee or decaffeinated? Definitely caffeinated. That's why I drink coffee, to feel more awake. Is your Lizzie's Answers website up and running? No, it was like, it's so annoying dealing with the company. I just need to like go talk to them for 2 hours, but I don't want to. So yeah. Did Joseph's Mary husband die a virgin? He was previously married, is like the tradition of the church. And then his wife died. But Jesus has like a half brother named James who's from Joseph. You have been streaming for over an hour. You might want to take a break. I always stream for like 2.5 hours though, but yeah, I'll go soon for sure and work on something else. Lay down and nap up. No, I'm working, guys. I have to. Are tattoos wrong in Catholicism? No, you're allowed to have a tattoo in Catholicism, by the way. Brothers in the Bible? So brother and cousin in Greek is the same word. But James, the brother of Jesus, so like James, who started the church in Jerusalem, actually is Jesus' like technical half brother, if you think of Joseph as his dad, but not like genetically, if that makes sense. exhausted. Like the last 2 days, I've been exhausted. Bipolar, like depression, makes me feel exhausted. And then if I've been awake for 3 days while manic, obviously you get exhausted. You need to calm down. You're being too loud. It's 7 a.m. They're saying this. I was like, where is it 7 a.m.? Are you in like, yeah, I don't even know where you would be at 7 a.m. In Asia, maybe? Do you prefer coffee or tea? Definitely coffee. In reality, brothers in the Bible times meant relatives like cousins or uncle. Mostly just cousins. Not uncle. Have you tried kombucha? Yes. I sort of like it. Some kombucha is gross, some is good. "7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, seeing everything the time." That was a horrible song. Horrible, so negatively. Only one moderator right now? Lizzie, what's the longest you've stayed awake? I added some mods. Thank you guys. What is the longest you've stayed awake? 2.5 days, maybe 3 days. I'm not sure. Do you ever hear about the Mary's apparitions? What do you think about them? I haven't done a lot of research into them. I'm not as focused on that as I am on church history. I haven't gone there yet. There's so much to know. Which is your favorite mystery of the Rosary? The start of the church, when the Holy Spirit comes down. So the glorious mysteries, when the Holy Spirit comes down on the church. I think that's so cool. The start of Christianity. Why is my name in blue? I just made you a moderator, so now you can delete comments that are sexually inappropriate. Pentecost. Yep. Yay! Yay, thank you. Thank you for helping out in live streams now, so that I don't get scarred by sexual comments. What do you think of Eucharistic lay ministers? I am a Eucharistic minister in my parish. I think it's really fun. I was making my video what I love about Catholicism, and I love giving the Eucharist to people, like the blood of Christ and the body of Christ. I love it. Congratulations, Alexander, for the moderator. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Oh, I didn't know that. Yay for you. Yeah. I think it's really great, like, smiling at people, because some people, when they give communion, are, like, so serious. So I really like when people smile, and, yeah, it's, like, so joyous receiving Jesus. So it shouldn't be, like, only somber, like, Latin Mass, you know. I love Latin Mass. It's joyful, too. But I express joy through smiling and stuff. I can never stay awake like you do. The longest I've been awake is 18 hours, because you're bipolar 2, I'm bipolar 1. So bipolar 1 is like manic. Yeah. Is vegan food good? Yeah. It's so delicious. I season almost everything with chili powder. So, yeah. Would you ever go on Church Militant and do an interview with Michael Voris? Never. So at Latin Mass, you don't say amen when you receive, right? No, you don't. Because one of my friends just got confirmed, and they have altar rails when they receive communion. And yeah, they don't say amen, and they don't say the body of Christ. I don't think so, now that I'm thinking about it. They do say the body of Christ. I say amen at Latin Mass. I don't know if you're supposed to. I started RCIA, but I feel like fourth year out of freshman class, I wasn't able to start RCIA for a long time. So like you already did the research and you're like, why am I here? Because I already know a lot of things. Is that what you mean? I want to go to Michigan. Seems like a nice place, at least the Midwest, because the winter there is different than in SoCal. I don't think you would miss SoCal though, because I mean I think you would miss SoCal because the cold is really horrible. Like it might feel cool for a day and then you're like, I hate the cold. So I wish I could find a good time to go to RCIA, but I have no to write it. What do you mean? Oh, you don't have a ride to RCIA? Call the church secretary and be like, I really want to become Catholic, but I don't have transportation. Can someone pick me up? They would figure out a way. This is a different language, Rob. I don't. I do it in my right hand and then the body of Christ and then what is your opinion on SSPX? They're a heretic group. Get back with the church. Amen in English seems like hey man. No, you're saying like when you receive the Eucharist that you truly believe it is the body and blood of Christ, right? Please pray for me that I will figure out what type of church God wants me to be at, because I'm a Church of Christ church, but I feel like I'm more on the Catholic views. Yes, Mimi, become Catholic, okay? I grew up Church of Christ too, and then I became Catholic like gradually over years and years. I gave up Sola Scriptura and Sola Fide, and honestly, like, Church of Christ promises to be the early church, but Catholicism is the fullness of the faith and the fullness of the early church, and it's so amazing. Like at Mass, I cry at so many things because it's so much joy and beauty of depth and so amazing that I cry because I cannot contain the extent of that emotion of amazement at God. I would never go back. I want you to find the joy that I found, you know? RCIA is so fun. I made so many friends. Join the Orthodox Church. No. Join the Orthodox Church! That's your comment. I received by mouth only is what I meant. You're so beautiful, Lizzie. Gonna grab some mail. Have a blessed week, everyone. Bye, Chris. Thanks for hanging out with us. Love you. SSPX is not in schism. See, I made a video and I said SSPX are heretics, and then everyone was commenting like, no, they're not. And I was like, oh my gosh, I misspoke in my video. I'm wrong. Can't believe it. No, they are SSPX. You're right. They are heretics. What's your favorite vegan food? Kale and rice. Orthodox is unorthodox. Well, at least concerning papal authority. Bye. Bye, Louisa. Love you. I wanted to be Orthodox, but the mess with the patriarchs is keeping me always away. Yeah, because they're not united. That's why we need the Pope. So we don't excommunicate each other. Gosh. Bye, Louisa. I like Switch. Did you ever listen to Keith Green music? Keith Green? No, I've never heard of that. It makes me question my worldview. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Joshua Cueva? Jeffrey Epstein? Like, this is what it takes to look that good. Yeah, being vegan, it makes you really healthy and your body healthy, yeah. Does that count as sexually inappropriate? No, that's not sexually inappropriate. Thank you so much for wanting to know my view on what moderators do. That's so sweet, seriously. I'll give you, if an example comes up, I'll let you know. Lizzie, remember me. Professor Cache, hi, I don't remember you. I feel Native American beliefs are better and healthier than Christianity. I disagree. Christianity is hypocritical and pitiful, but at least y'all believe in something. That's all that matters, really. Nuh-uh, truth matters. It would be meaningless if it's not true. St. Paul says in Corinthians that our faith is foolish and meaningless if the resurrection did not happen. Since converting, did you go through a dry spell or tremendous attacks from the enemy? My relationship with Trevor was so spiritually attacked. Like, I can't explain to you guys, looking back, how much I was so spiritually attacked and I was so spiritually unhealthy, and that made our relationship unhealthy. But yeah, like right when I became Catholic, everything became so much harder in my life, and I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, I was like, oh, it's literally spiritually attacked. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going more in depth into it. It's just like, I don't want to be that personal in this video. Do you remember Joey Betts? Yes! That's me. I changed my username. If truth mattered, then people wouldn't be Christian. Lol. You can prove the resurrection historically. Do you have any tips for handling stress? Work out. Exercise, eat healthy, make sure you're eating enough carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, brown rice, pasta noodles, 100% whole wheat bread. You need to be getting carbs to your body or you're not going to do well. I almost became Protestant when I was non-practicing. It's so enticing. Do you think Protestantism is more world-pleasing of a heresy? I think sometimes emotionally it's more captivating. What's your favorite genre of music? What's your favorite Taylor Swift album? My favorite Taylor Swift album is Speak Now and 1989. I missed you, Lizzie. I haven't been able to attend a live stream in a minute. Yay! I'll keep streaming. I was gonna go, but I'll keep streaming now since you're here. It's pronounced in English Alexander. Obviously, why are people confused how your name is pronounced? That's so weird. Have you ever read The Last Temptation of Christ? No. Islam did not believe in the Trinity. Guys, can we stop talking about this? It's so boring. I've addressed this in so many videos. Okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat something else real quick. God, so sad. To the Bahamas, crazy Dorian hurricanes. Yeah. My parents live in Florida, so I've been very monitoring it. It's wild. It's so sad. To talk about faith with other people, it's also a strange thing for me because there aren't Italian YouTubers that do lives about their faith. Sorry. Lizzie, I just called my church like you suggested, and she's going to see about a ride to RCIA. Yay! I'm excited for you. Hey guys, I don't know if anyone is still here, but I'm going to go because the Wi-Fi is not working. I just realized my phone is not even connected to Wi-Fi, And it's just my 3G, and that's the problem, but I don't know the Wi-Fi password, so I think my friend changed it, or my phone isn't on it for some reason, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna go, because it's been bad for a while, and next live stream, I'm going to connect fully, so. I'm sad it hasn't been good the whole time. Have you read the starch solution? No. Good idea. To connect to Wi-Fi, yeah. Hi Raul, I'm about to go though. Insects are also a good source of protein. When is the next stream? Maybe, I'm trying to think. Friday, maybe? I don't know. I was just in LA. We should have hung out. No, they're... Okay, Google account. Sorry if you got too many notifications. I got so many notifications. Yeah, you're blowing up my feed. Twitter is really good, but I get so many emails too, so it's hard to see everything, you know. Anyways, I love you guys a lot. I will see you in my next video. Bye! Love you guys so much.